Boo. Month of Gorror, whatever. Fuck it. Gonorrhea, 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 gonorrhea.
Isn't awesome.
Gorror.
God, he reigns.
The story for I Spit on Your Grave 2, by the way, I didn't mention this, but I Spit on Your Grave is such a great title for a movie. I love it. It's so good. The story here follows Katie, played by Gemma Dallender, I remember her name, who is a waitress who wants to really become a model, and it's really tough out there. She has to, you know, first of all, be a good model. She has to be very attractive, which she definitely is, and also she has to go and pay for, like, the top-end photography, and she doesn't really have the money to do that. So she decides, you know what, I'm going to go to the low end of photography, just anybody I could pick, and she finds a number for a really crappy little photography studio, and she goes there, and the guys are nice enough, it seems, at first, but then they want her, like, to take her clothes off and stuff, and blah, 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 and she's just like, no, I ain't gonna do that. She has dignity. So she's like, okay, screw it, I'm not gonna pay for these photos, you can keep them, I don't care. She leaves, and of course, one of the photographers takes a, like is very attracted to her, which if you had a brain, you would be too, but not to the level of this guy, because he goes to her house and is like, hey, here's your pictures, you can have them for free, okay? It's just a generous offer, which at first was a little creepy, but you're like, okay, well, as long as he doesn't do what the plot description says he's going to do, and then, of course, he does it. He, of course, goes there and brutally rapes her. I mean, really brutally rapes her. And not only that, but he also does something else, which would be considered a spoiler. It's pretty bad. But, yeah, he brutally rapes her, and then his brothers come over, the other photographers, and are like, oh, God, well, we can't just leave her here because you just, you know, you did your doing inside of her, so we need to get her out of here. So they get this girl, they bring her back to their hideout, and not only do they humiliate her and brutally, like, rape her, but they also beat her, and then they just put her in a coffin and they put her in the ground and say, screw it, she's done, she's just gonna die in there. So they just want to get rid of her. But of course, something happens where she gets out of that coffin, that box, and she's like, oh no, I'm not going to no embassy, I'm not going anywhere, I'm not going to go to the police. No, I'm going to brutally fuck them up. And there you go, that's pretty much the story. She gets brutally raped for about 40 minutes, and then she goes for her revenge. And if you're a woman, it might be a little hard to watch, but then at the last 30-40 minutes, you'll be like, yeah! Unless you don't like violence, and you'll be like, ugh. But if you like violence, then you'll be like, yeah! So there you go, there's a story. Now, I have to admit, this movie is very hard to watch. It really is. And a lot of people are going to say it's extremely distasteful. It is. It very much is. But I enjoyed it, especially in the first 15-20 minutes where they actually build this character, Katie, who wants to be a model. It's very tough being a model in New York. That's where she is. And you really actually do care about her. She's witty. She's kind of funny. She's likable. She is. And the actress does a damn good job of portraying her. Gemma Dallender, really good actress. I really like her. So you actually do care for this girl. So it's not like, oh, she's just a dumb teenage, dumb blonde girl or something. No, she's smart. She's funny. I like her. So when you see her actually get raped, it's first of all, the first rape, there's plenty of rape in this film, by the way. If you don't like rape, there's a lot of it, so you better run. Like, run away now. Go, run. But the first one is brutal, but then the next couple are just humiliating, just brutal as in, like, the rape, but then they savagely beat her and stuff. It's just really hard to watch, especially since they make us like the girl. You really do. And she's gorgeous, too, and by the end of all the rape, of course, she's she's not hideous, but you're just like, oh my god, what happened? I mean, I know what happened, but I don't know what to say. It's like, why am I watching this? Why are my pants down? No, no, I'm just kidding. No. Damn. Alright, I'm just kidding. Serious gore. So anyway, what was I saying? So yeah, no, it's very hard to watch. It's very well done too, because it's not taking the whole, like, horror route of it where it's like, hey, look how violent it is, isn't it awesome? No, it's taking the serious approach. It's showing this girl just screaming, hollering, yelling, getting drugged, getting humiliated, and it's hard to watch. It is, and I know critics are hating this film because of it, but I appreciated that a movie actually showed this much, this much about rape, I guess you could say. And it's brutal, it is, but this stuff definitely happens. It's not like it's unrealistic in this film. There's nothing really unrealistic about what's happening with the rape scenes. I mean, it's most likely does happen. So, I'm pretty sure rape is a real thing, right? That's not fiction, right? At least I don't think so. What was I saying? Yeah, it's hard to watch, it really is. But I really like the actors, especially the ones who play, the rapers. They're all, I think, Russian or something like that? I can't remember. But, they're all really good in this film. I mean, you hate them as characters, but they're really good, too. And it surprised me so much that all the actors do a good job. And this is a straight-to-DVD sequel to a remake of a 1978 film that wasn't even considered that good back in the day. And that 2010 remake is also a straight-to-DVD film. So it's a straight to DVD sequel to a movie that was a straight to DVD remake of a movie that wasn't even considered that great. I'm very surprised that they actually got some damn good actors. So it's very brutal. It's hard to watch, but when it gets into that part where she actually goes and gets revenge, a lot of people are going to be like cheering, yeah. Some people are going to be like, oh, that's still screwed up. But me, I was cheering. I was like, yeah. I was like, ugh. But I was like, yeah, because she does some real screwed up things. If you want to see a movie that is hard to watch at first, but then it gives you the goods, horror movie-wise, violence-wise, then you're really going to like this. The guys get their comeuppance. Oh, boy, do they. And it's bloody, it's violent, it's satisfying at the end, but it's hard to watch in the beginning. So I don't know how to review this film. Good acting, decent direction, the camera work is fine. The rape scene, rape scenes are very tough to watch, but they're filmed very well. I don't hate this film. I don't know why it has a 0% on Rotten Tomatoes. It's not that bad. For a straight-to-DVD film that talks about rape and shows it, and then shows what happens when a girl just says, screw it, I'm going to go and fuck them up. It's well done. I liked it. It's definitely a little silly towards the end when she gets revenge, of course, but you know what? That's fine with me. I wanted to see the revenge happen, and I did. And it was glorious. So there you go. There's my review. I don't know what to give this. Because it does over-glorify the rape a couple times, and it is a little bit too long. It's about like 20-25 minutes of just pure, just her getting tortured and stuff, and her just getting humiliated. So I would say I would probably drop it down just because of that, because it went on way too long. I'd probably give it around a 29 out of 40. I actually did enjoy this film. It's not amazing, but it's pretty good. I feel weird giving it that, because I know people are going to be like, oh, you like rape gore, huh? You like it? When it's in a film and it's done right? I don't like it, but I like that it's talked about. So there you go. Irreversible. Go watch it. Don't watch it. Actually, do watch it. It's a good movie. So there you go. There's my review. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you, and goodbye.